Welcome to my voiceover world.
Good evening.
Hey, Steve.
How are you?
Doing great. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. Glad that we made it.
Thanks for
Checking out
willing
my
to do this.
lighting.
It's very good. Thanks for willing to do this, Steve.
Yeah, it's good to see you again. Last time I saw you was when we did a class together.
Yes, you are correct on that. It's true. To be honest, I've been improving my voice acting skills when it comes to me just, practicing every day, not just from just the classes I have been taking through Global Voice Acting Academy, but also because of me attending conventions right there.
That's great. Yeah, I saw those pictures. I think you posted pictures of that. You,
Yes, I saw. You know, there is some questions I've been wanting to ask you. Like one of them I should have asked you a long time ago. Hmm, like how did you get into voice acting, and what was the experience like for you to be in those many projects in your voice acting career?
um, I started doing anime pretty early on when I met people through my pursuit of voiceovers, and so I didn't even know what it was, and was doing these parts that my friend was directing the show. And that was all while I was beginning pursuing voiceovers that weren't just anime, but things like looping and TV commercials, features, animation, all the other ways there are to make money doing voiceovers. And so it's through meeting a bunch of people that I was able to connect into anime at a time when there were a lot of new shows coming out all the time.
I see. So that's how you got into voice acting, because of the people you rarely connect with. Hmm.
Yeah.
That reminded me of someone I met who actually what got himself involved in that show because of the people he met with. And that certain someone is Rick Saff, the guy who I got to interview with. He's a very big supporter of me, to be honest with you.
Oh,
So
nice. Have you
that
interviewed him a few times?
actually I met him once, for my interview. It's on my YouTube channel,
Oh,
and
awesome.
he's a very awesome guy to get to know. So yeah, you reminded me of that.
Oh, that's fascinating. I love it.
Indeed. Now there's one thing I like to ask, but do you remember the very first character you ever voiced? Like your first ever audition? And what was the experience like for you?
Hmm. I still feel it was off this show called Fushiki Yugi, where I played twins. I think was the first time I ever had a job doing anime. I mean, before that, I had had jobs doing looping and TV shows and movies and radio commercials, television commercials, but the first time anime uh, was Fushiki Yugi, and then you know it was then and it still kind of is your relationship with any given studio. And then once I made a relationship with the studio, then they thought of me to hire me for more parts.
I see. So that was your first ever anime, your first ever audition. I just wanted to make.
Well, I mean, I've had lots of auditions. That one's hard to answer, but that was the first time I ever got a part
I
in an
see.
anime. I don't remember the audition.
Don't worry, but just know that what you said about your first character in that show, Fushigaki Yuki, voice directed by Bridget Hoffman, I just wanted to make sure so that just in case if I ever do a voice showcase for you, which I really wanted to do a voice showcase for you. It just needs to be in chronological order, like the years that all the all the stuff has been going for about a few years, like I
Yeah.
did for many others from Billy Kometz, which I did a video about 3 years ago, and for Brad Venable, for Lance Riddick, Tony Todd, everyone, all for the sake of not only for chronological order, but to give recognition they deserve. And eventually, you, my friend, will be one of them.
That's great. Those are great guys. I knew them, and
Yeah,
I can't believe that much time has gone by. Is really the truth.
indeed. Now, without further ado, think about one of the characters, a throwback from years ago. How does it feel about stepping into the role of the character, but not sure links in Mobile Suit Gundam Seed? But well, no, Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn. I forgot to say that, but still, how is it
Right,
like?
which we lovingly refer to as unicorn. That that was a great part, and even that, I feel like that was like maybe 2008. That was a long time ago. So fun to think back on that, especially if I'm out at conventions and people bring Gundam stuff and they have unicorn Gundam or a unicorn variant like a Gunpla model set. I love that. That was a cool show.
Hmm,
I did it at Stephanie's, right? I don't think she even lives there anymore where we did it, but it's irrelevant. But those are my memories of it.
interesting. So that's what you like about being in that show. Because all I know is that you being part of it as the main character, the most coolest thing you've ever did there. Especially when you go head to toe with Keith Silverstein himself right there, and you went all out just to show your emotion. Plus, I give props to Michael Certenicolas for directing you into the show.
Yeah,
Plus,
I
his
did.
birthday is today, and that I did a
Happy
collage for
birthday,
him.
Michael.
I did a collage for him that, to be honest, there was never a single collage of him showing a lot of his characters until I came along.
You are the man putting it together, getting us the recognition that we crave.
Yes, and very soon, you, my friend, are gonna get
Wow, I
one
can't
of
wait. I'm
them.
going to get the Sebas voiceover world treatment.
Yes, you will, my friend, and it will be surprising eventually.
My favorite.
Now,
I love it.
of course. Now, before you became the voice director of the remake of Rurouni Kenshin, what
Yeah.
was the experience like for you to voicing the original, being the original voice of Sisu Sigura? What was the experience like from back in 2004 in Bang Zoom?
Yeah. When they asked me to direct, I was like, wait a second. It's like, I know Rurouni Kenshin, doesn't that? And they're like, yeah, that's the same one. And I'm like, has it really been that much time that now there's a remake? And they're like, yeah, it's a remake. So, of course, now my familiarity is with the remake, having spent so much time on it. And I gotta say, I know that I was in Rurouni as Sozo, and I've watched it since then because of doing the new one. But I don't I don't remember. I wasn't on it that
You,
much, and so in my life, it would have taken maybe 4 total hours of my life, to be in 4 episodes or whatever. And so I can't say honestly that I have very much memories of it. Of course, I know that we did it at Bang. I remember that we all did it. I knew that I was in it, but I don't remember doing it. I know those scenes, like I said, I've seen them since. And then, of course, the new Rurouni, I was thinking about it a lot. And then I know Richard, and we've been out to conventions and talked about the original. And so I'm well aware of it, except for my own memory banks.
but that is okay, you know. That's why that voice showcase for you I'll make for you eventually. It will showcase the characters that'll help you right there. Plus, you
Yes.
want to know something? That the character you originally voiced is where you got Stefan Fu to voice the character right there. And that
Right. Yeah.
and that the best part is that have I ever tell you that there were two English dubbings of the Rurouni Kenshin? The first one was was dubbed by the name Samurai Axe, dubbed by Richard and Ellen Sternepkar, and then the
Yep.
second by 2004 by Bang Zoom. And right when the remake comes, Bang Zoom comes in once again, and you, my friend, got to direct it right there.
Yeah.
And the best part, I got to meet a lot of people of the Rurouni Kenshin show, including the guy got to meet with Chris J. Alex.
Yes, yeah, he and
Because
I've been on a lot of shows together.
yes, the best
Yeah, he
part
does a great job as that character. That's a
of
good show. I like that show.
and you want to know something? I remember that day, the day when I met you for the first time. I mentioned you to mentioned Chris to you right there. I told you everything about him and that whenever you voice direct with him, again, right there is where you, my friend, should deserve to direct him. And then few years later, it finally happened. And
Yeah, good part too.
I am proud of you for bringing Chris in and that you and him deserve to work with each other more often.
Yeah, it was great. He was in that show a lot
Yes, he is.
in a
And
good part.
he and I interact with each other a lot on Instagram.
Oh
Has been
yeah,
and has been following me around for a long time. So that's the truth behind that.
yeah, I've known him a long time too.
Indeed. Now then, playing Hoku playing Hoka Amata in Kill la Kill must have been very exciting, right? So what's the most thrilling thing about voicing that character in that anime project back in 2014?
The most thrilling thing was that he had that costume that covered his mouth, and so that meant a very high percentage of his lines were mouth not seen lines, which are so much easier to record in dubbing than having to worry about sync. And I got to do my own thing, and so it made that job easier.
Hmm.
And I know that's not really what you were asking, but when you say that to me, I'm like, yep, that made Kill la Kill fun. Plus, I liked that character. You know, the way he just everything he had going on. That was a fun job. And Alex, as the director of that first time, I think that was the first time Alex directed me. I can't remember.
Alex Von David,
Yeah.
yes. He recently directed the entire Dan
Uh huh. I see that on.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Of course. But you being part of it was just like a very thrilling thing right there. Especially when you get to interact with a lot of people throughout the show. Especially to Grant George there. He's like the super cool, awesome dude there. And not just with Grant, but with Patrick, but with Carrie Carney, even Laura Post right there. Just
Yeah.
makes you guys just very awesome, especially when interacting with Erica Mendez.
Uh huh. In that in all those weird contexts of the plot of that show and the stadium scenarios and stuff like that.
That's what Studio Trigger is for, just showing off a lot of steam there. What was it like for you to return to playing the character Santamander in the Gurren Lagann 2 recap films?
I only think of Gurren Lagann, even though I do remember we came back and made a movie because I even remember what studio we did it, but that it all feels like the same part of the same thing. And my time on that movie, man, must have been less than 2 hours. I remember doing it in would call studio number 2 with Tony, and having come back to it, knowing that it had been a couple years since we had done the show, I think, and then the movie came out, and it was interesting to touch on something again that many years later.
Well, that's very interesting to hear from you, because you being part of Gurren Lagann was quite the most outstanding thing right there.
Yeah,
Because you get to be with like, you serving under Jameson Price, and you got to be along with Megan Hollingshead and Doug Stone, who ironically you and Megan do Bleach together right there.
yeah,
And now you two serve with each other right there.
it's true. The
Indeed.
same kind of
And you want to know the
rapport of the characters.
yes, indeed. You want to know the best part? Hmm.
What?
I actually made videos about Gurren Lagann, not just not just the characters and voice actors of the show, but the 2 recap films as well, because I included you in my videos to help give you the recognition you deserve.
Thank you.
Plus the
Yes,
best
Psycho
part,
Commander, man.
plus the best part is I did it to help honor those who is either retired or passed away, such as for example, Amber Lee Connors replacing the retired Mary Dovin to be playing the character that she that Mary once played. And as for the other one, Anti-Spiral, now recently played by Crispin Freeman, replacing the deceased Dave Mello, who I'll be doing a video about whenever I get others sorted out. Because it
Cool.
is,
I don't think I knew that about Gurren Lagann.
and that's why I'm telling you this. That way you can
See?
understand everything right there. The knowledge that I'm telling you, passed down to you.
Thank you. Look at you filling me up with all the right knowledge while
That's
I'm
what
just sitting on my couch.
that's what the power of autism does. Just helps a lot of impact a lot of people there. So that's the honest fact I wanted to tell you.
Even better.
Indeed. Be, being part of the return to playing the character Moondoggie in the Eureka Seven High Evolution
Yeah,
movies must
also
have been
directed
very
by Tony
awesome, right?
Silver.
So what's the most coolest thing about bringing that character back to the show since the show back in at 2006 until 2022?
Yeah, that's right. We came back and did a little bit on that as well. I think, didn't we?
Yes.
I love that because it was still the same vocal ref. You know, when you go into the studio, generally they'll play a reference of what you have done, so you can just get it back into your head. And mine always started off with "Go through all Land Valley." Go through all Land Valley. We had kept saying that over and over again, and that's my memory of coming back to the show. It's like, wow, it's the same ref. Go through all Land Valley. And then I was on that job for an hour, probably.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You returning to play that character must have been very awesome right there.
Yeah, I
Especially
like
when
Moondoggie. The Gilligan's Island hat, the blonde hair. That's his great character.
indeed, especially when he gets to be with a lot of people, when being along with Bridget Gidget right there, who is currently
Right?
played by Kimberly Woods right there, which I give props to that due
Oh.
to, because I met Jessica Strauss, the original voice actress, which Jessica, on the other hand, did do a character in the Eureka movie playing the wife of Steve Bloom, mother of Jessica DiCicco, who, Jessica, on the other hand, has been part of a lot of anime currently because of her being part of Fate Stay Night and Demon Slayer. And I give you the props for bringing her into so many anime. Because the more anime she gets into, the more popularity she gets.
Uh
And you
huh.
want to know something funny? The funny thing is that not only did she go into anime at the same year in 2015, but Josh Keaton also got into anime at the same year as her when he got himself involved into an anime movie called Lost of the Universe, who is directed by Wendy Lee.
Oh, cool.
And
What?
that's
Where do we see that? Is that on streaming?
yeah. And he's been part of anime ever since. Currently got himself involved in Ranma, of course, playing Dr. Tofu.
Cool.
Because you watch him in Ranma and you'll be like, oh, Josh Keaton, Spider-Man in that?
Yeah.
No way. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Cool. I'll have to look out where that is. Probably on Crunchyroll.
it's on Netflix, Ranma.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
And not only is he involved in that, he was in Tiger and Bunny too. So yeah, that's a fact to tell you.
Good. Listen to all you're telling me all this great stuff. Well, I'm glad to know that it's on Netflix. That's where
Yes.
Yaiba Samurai Warrior's going.
Yep. You know, you returning to play Toshiro Hitsugaya and Shūhei Hisagi in Bleach Thousand Year Blood War must have been so exciting, right? So what's your most favorite thing about bringing the characters back into the anime?
My favorite thing is that they're finally out of being zombies, and we can see their stories progress. We spent a lot of time in Thousand Year Blood War hold up as zombies, so it'll be really nice to see how they handle us moving forward when the show comes back out.
Yes, indeed. Especially to Toshiro, on the other hand, which, for all of you listening to this, please skip 30 seconds to avoid spoilers, but I have learned in the manga that your character, he's gonna end up becoming a full-fledged adult when his Bankai activates, his eyes melt, and he becomes an like everyone else, a tall adult. He
Yeah,
will be more like
proper adult,
the
even though he's already pretty old,
yeah,
but he gets his form levels up.
he'll be like, don't even try bothering me with that kind of morality, because that Bankai you're about to see, it will destroy the hell out of you, Gerard Valkyrie.
Hey, now I better watch out. I hope they don't hold auditions and kick me out of the park.
No way, no way. That's why I'm passing that kind of thing to you. In case if something happens, then you, my friend, get that lesson from me
Indeed, I do. I I don't know as if it will come to that, but if it does, I'm prepared.
That's exactly what I am passing that lesson to you for, so that you, my friend, can be prepared when that time comes.
Of course, definitely.
Indeed. Ippo Makanachi in Hajime no Ippo, or in short, Fighting Spirit, must have been the most legendary character you played as, right? So what made that role so special to you?
Well, it is definitely legendary, and I would say most people do refer to it as Hajime no Ippo rather than Fighting Spirit, even though I always knew it as Fighting Spirit. But then, the time has gone on, and I understand that we call that show Hajime no Ippo. That's really the name of that show. And it's great that we got to do the 75 episodes that we got to do. I know that there are more episodes. It would be kind of cool to move the show forward in English like that, but we got the original 75, and that shows a great inspiration to many people. And same with the character of Ippo. So I love that show.
Hmm, that's
I
very
have fond
interesting.
memories of me and Richard, the time we spent hours and hours on that show, making it work because we both had so many lines as Ippo and the Chief.
Indeed, he is a very good director, especially when you get to interact with not just with Richard, but with Grant George and everyone else, even
Yeah,
Ellen
everyone
Stern
else who was
Epcar,
on that show.
even
Ellen, I'm
Ellen.
sure. Yeah, I'm sure Ellen must have been on it.
Yes, she is, where she does like one of the characters there. Trying to get the name right, but still.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, her name is Tomoko, by the way. So that's
Yeah,
something I'm
great
beginning to.
Japanese name in an anime, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, love Hajime no Ippo, and a lot of people watch it and still like it, and now and it's on Netflix to be watched as we speak. It's
Yes,
crazy. They recommend it to me, which always makes me laugh.
indeed.
Yeah.
Cliff from Magic Knight Ray Earth must have been a very cool character you played as, right? So what's so what do you love most about voicing that character in the show?
Oof. Well, that was the first job I ever did with Eric and Pat at Bang Zoom when the company was just the two of them basically. And we did it right over here, just a few blocks away from where I'm sitting right now, because they didn't even have a location uh, the way that they do now. And so we just put that character together in the way that Eric directed it. And mostly my memory is that that's my first show that I ever did with Bang Zoom.
Interesting. So that's what you love about being in that show right there.
Yeah.
You get to interact with a lot with the three guiding both Julie, Wendy, and Bridget, guiding them into stopping Lex Lang from trying to destroy the world right there, and saving the other Wendy Lee, which is the name Amarant, and saving the world right there.
Oh, right. Her is that her playing two parts?
Yes, you
Yeah.
are correct. And you want to know something? Have I ever tell you that they're doing a remake of Magic Knight Ray Earth? And
No,
that,
I haven't heard anybody say anything about that. What's that about?
well, let's just say they're remaking it because, they're possibly trying to follow up the manga and everything right there to make it look like that. Sort of like how Rurouni Kenshin is doing, but very differently. And if they are to do the remake of it, Then you, sir, will be the perfect voice director to direct the entire
That would
show.
follow suit, wouldn't it? I think I should reprise my role as Master Mage Clef.
Yeah. Well, if that's the case, depending on the studio's applications or anything, or even, of course, to Memi by all means.
Fair enough.
Indeed. You remember the character Rubius, right? From Sailor Moon?
That's right. Who
Do,
I always call Crispin Rubens, but it's Crimson Rubius. Yes,
what do you like about voicing that character?
just that he's high camp and broad,
I see.
broad villainous character. Much a lot of fun.
Well, that's nice to hear from you. Because there are like two versions of Rubius that literally just pop into nowhere. The original Sailor Moon, on the other hand, who's like barely just basically in fillers and stuff. And the original and the Crystal one, on the other hand, is where it just merely involves like him just being more matured and be more, don't even try it, for this is our way of following the wise men's orders. So, yeah. It's basically part of following the mangas right there.
Yeah, uh,
It's a fact to tell you. So yeah.
yeah. That's how. I mean, it's been a minute since Crimson was in the show. At least that's the show, part of the show that I participated in.
Yeah, that's nice to hear. Now, you playing Neji Hyuga throughout Naruto until Boruto must have been very nice, right? So what do you like most about voicing Neji Hyuga?
That he's sometimes funny, like he was really funny in the spin-off series called Rock Lee and his Ninja Pals. And I like that he's got cool ability. He's pretty strong. It's fun that he's got some baggage. He's got a little some trouble that he's working through. It makes those kind of characters really fun to play. And then, of course, any job you've got where you're doing it for 12, 13 years, amazing.
Well, that's nice to hear from you, my friend.
Yeah.
Because well, let's just say you being Neji for like since 2000 and how do I say this? Like 2006 or 5? It doesn't matter. But you being part
Yeah.
of Naruto was just like the most awesome thing, I mean. But the last time I saw you play Neji was in Boruto. So, yeah.
Only one, I feel like one episode, maybe two episodes when they went back in time.
Yeah. To just
And
stop Ben
I
Deskin.
kept thinking, oh, good, they're going to go back in time and there'll be flashbacks and stuff. And that was just didn't happen. It was that one time only.
Yeah, that is true.
And that wasn't a flashback. They went back in time. Different.
Yeah. You being the voice director throughout the entire Demon Slayer must have been very nice, right? So what do you love most about not only directing the entire show, but for being some of the characters throughout the entire show?
I like just watching the story progress, like where will they get to next? What do they get up to next? Because there's always, the new capers and the new stuff that they're involved in, all the stuff that happens in the new movies coming out, and kind of enjoying the story unfolding the same way the audience does.
Hmm,
In fact, we're going to I think they're doing a tie-in on Friday night at Dodgers game at Dodger Stadium, and going to that as part of Demon Slayer. That should be fun.
hmm. Well, that's most interesting to hear from you, my friend. Because,
Yeah, yeah. So I suppose that go to the Dodgers game Friday night if you're a Demon Slayer fan. Maybe they've got giveaways.
I see. You know, I have been meeting a lot of Demon Slayer voice actors for almost a few years, but the best part, I even did a lot of videos about the characters and voice actors of Demon Slayer, which the last one I did was about Entertainment Arc. I included you in my video to, give you the name Mantis Demon, which I hear you clearly as that character. And And not just that, but for some characters you specifically play as, I hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, that's funny because I only ever do like quick little characters on the side in Demon Slayer.
But also, just one thing, I saw the news about Channing Tatum and Rebecca Wang being part of that show
That was a
in the
great article.
movie, and I was like, my God, Channing Tatum in Demon Slayer? No way! First Keith David, then Sheila Madara, now him? Oh man, what in the
Yeah, that movie
world?
comes out. I
Yes,
just
and
like a month, right? Doesn't don't we in about a month? Doesn't that movie come out?
yes, and you want to know what I want to say to you, Steve? That I wanted to thank you for bringing that, for directing Channing into the entire movie, and that I'm proud of you for doing that. And that when the movie does come out, I am going to see him there, and I am going to enjoy every single ounce of all that acting that you've brought not only to him, but for everybody in there,
Well,
especially
thanks. There
Rebecca
were a lot
Wing.
of lines in this feature, and between me, Ezra, and Lucian sharing the duties of getting it all recorded, we got the movie done. So
Wait,
I
you and
can't wait.
Ezra Weiss work together?
Ezra and Lucian helped direct on the movie to get it completed in the proper amount of time.
Wow. I did not know that until you told me. But now I know. Thank you for that knowledge, my friend. That is super awesome.
They will, I'm sure, be recognized in
Yes, they
the
will.
credits. It just had to be done very quickly, so we had to get it done. I can't wait to see it.
Indeed. You know, I do like to say two things, but number one, whenever I get those two other videos of Demon Slayer done, I will show it to you, Steve, as a way to help not only give you the recognition you deserve, but to also represent for the Infinity Castle movie on September, so that when I get all those things done, the characters and voice actors of the entire Demon Slayer from Netflix can be fully complete. And not
Yeah.
just that, but also so I can complete your characters altogether.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad to hear that. That's exciting.
Well, yeah. Well, Steve, it's such an honor to finally meet you after all these years. That
Ah,
meeting you again was just very awesome.
yeah. I mean, uh, I don't know. It was what it was. It maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, probably that we saw you at Voice Tracks,
Oh,
doing that class.
oh yeah. I okay, yes, I remember now. But you
Uh,
know,
don't you
there's
think that would have been that's how long ago that was? And then we had before that been about a year or two when we did our first interview. That's amazing that we're still hanging in doing our thing.
of course, when people look back on your work, how do you want to be remembered as a voice actor?
Wow. I don't know, for creating characters that made somebody get into this story and enjoy the story that we were telling. Uh, yeah, let's keep it simple.
Well, that's very interesting to hear from you, my friend. And that's
Good.
exactly the reasoning why I wanted to work with you in the voice acting industry when I get myself into a real project, which I already am a voice actor. It's just the only thing I am working on is finding auditions and seeking an opportunity that'll get me out there.
Yeah, get you in the right rooms.
Yes, which is why in college right now, by the time I go to enter the theater, that professor who is also a voice actor for One Piece, he's gonna teach me every single thing that will help develop my skills to get me out there.
Yeah, I mean that's how you do it.
Yes, indeed. Well, Steve, it's such an honor to meeting you again, my friend, and
Yeah,
hopefully,
I can't believe we're still friends after all these years. We still know each other.
yes. If you ever see Grant and Jessica around, tell them I said hello and that hopefully we get to work with each other, me, you, the two of them, together in many projects when that time comes.
Yeah, I can't wait. I hope that time comes sooner rather than later.
Of course it will. That's what Max Middleman told me himself.
The man with the skinny.
Yes, and been a big supporter for a long time.
Yeah, he's the man, not just the middleman.
The one who did date everything. Well, Steve, it's such an honor to meeting you again, and I hope we see each other in person when the time comes.
Yeah, in the near future. Well, I will be in Kalamazoo, Michigan in a couple just 2 weeks, and I will be in Indiana, LaPorte, Indiana, at the end of September. I can't think of the name of the con off the top of my head, but if you're in those areas, look it up, see where we're coming.
Of course. Well then, when you go to those conventions, I bid you good luck.
I appreciate that.
Always.
Thank you.
Such a lovely to meeting you, and we'll be seeing each other through social media.
Yeah, that's probably true. Well then, right on. Should I end this second meeting right now, or
of course you
stop recording?
I will be the one to do it.
Then you do it.
Of course.
Good seeing you, man.
Good seeing you too, my friend.
Good luck to you. Good luck, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Sebas Voiceover World, people.
Thank you.
See you, man.
Want to keep up with my journey? Follow me on social media for more updates, behind the scenes moments, and all the fun along the way.